see with the eyes of the Spirit is a very, very serious notion. Amen? It's a very, very serious notion, to say the very least. How do we see others? Is there people that you look up to? How do you see people that you look up to? How do you see people that you look down upon? And how do you see yourself? Very interesting thought. Sometimes there's people in your life that when you're having a bad day, they're very easy to be mad at, because there's something about them that was kind of like, you were kind of like, sometimes you're thinking about it under a bad light and you're just very angry at them. It's very easy to be mad at them because of one thing that they've done wrong, or one thing that you didn't like, or something like that. And then there's other people that you look up to that no matter what they do, you're always happy with them. And so the question is, and then how do you see yourself? A lot of times we like to excuse ourselves from things that is not really righteous at all. Very, very interesting scenario. So the question isn't like, how do we do it, and that's all good. The question is, how do we do it, and can we recognize the difference between how we would be looking at it if we would see through the eyes of the Spirit? If we see those who we look up to, the ones we never want to say anything wrong to, we don't ever want to say, hey, we never want to correct them, we never want to say anything bad about them, and we never want them to be uncomfortable, we never want them to hold them to any standards. We just look up to them. No matter what they do, it's like this, like you're just like the puppy dog to them, and you're always like smiling at them no matter what, and you don't have any real standard from yourself to them. That means you don't have the eyes of the Spirit, because the eyes of the Spirit says, I see the Lord for who He is, I see me for who I am, I see those who I tend to look up to, the ones who I don't want to say anything wrong to. I don't want to say anything that would offend them. I don't want to, and you see them in God's Spirit and God's eyes. And you see the people that you generally would be easier to look down upon. Those that you would look up to that you would never want to offend. Those ones that you look down upon that you don't mind offending. And how do you see yourself? Do you see it with the eyes of the? Do you see all these things in the eyes of the Spirit? A very interesting way to test yourself, to find out, is there people in your life that you know need correction, but you don't correct them? That's shaping your life, brethren. That is shaping our life, brethren. If we don't heed that call. If we don't heed that call. Is there people that we tend to look down upon, and they do something wrong, and I'm standing for Jesus. Do you see how I corrected them? God says, oh, thou hypocrite. You don't do it to yourself. You don't do it to the other people. When it comes to godliness, we look at things in the eyes of the Spirit. We're going to call the shots about the truth, and it's no respecter of persons. It's not a self-respecting thing. It's not a other-respecting thing, and it's not a people looking down. I disrespect them, so I don't care what I say to them. And then it's okay to talk righteous, like some crazy redneck hick or something like that who doesn't have any righteousness whatsoever, totally lost in his sins, and loves to stand for God when it comes to homosexuality. Those crazy homosexuals, something like this. What is this? This is not holiness. But we need to stand for holiness. Amen.